U.S. Treasuries took that.
Listen up, Rebels. Rebel Leader here, and today we're going to talk about the best stock to buy for November 2021, heading into Thanksgiving season, almost wrapping out the year, and this is going to be what I consider a new stock because there's a new vision for this company and even a name change. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the stock is called Metaverse, ticker symbol MVRS, and this was previously a company known as Facebook. And there was a few reasons why Zuckerberg came out in the past week and did a whole rebrand, a whole name change. And it mostly comes down to what he believes is the future of social media, social interaction, and even just reality itself. So he believes in the metaverse, which was going to be a mix of virtual reality, augmented reality, and a physical place that we all convene and things like that. And this can be seen in Ready Player One, a Spielberg movie. It's been largely hypothesized in science fiction movies and books for decades, but it never became a reality until the technology started coming around. And now Zuckerberg wants to make this more of a reality over the coming decade, and he's investing a large amount of money. I think $10 billion in the next year, 2022, will be spent on Facebook's virtual reality lab, which is going to be pushing and just hiring a bunch of people. And I think they're going to try to make like almost half of their workforce focused in on VR, virtual reality. And what we're seeing here is not so out there. And we're seeing is that Zuckerberg, of course, is a very practical man. What he's doing is he's going to attack gaming first. We already have the Oculus. We have already had, things like Pokemon Go, Fortnite, and back in the day, RuneScape, if you remember these large games. And he's going to try and attack the gaming sphere first. And later on, in the next decade, we'll be seeing things like virtual shopping, the virtual malls, and even like a virtual workplace. Something that he envisions, like a seamless transition between the virtual world and the real world. But for now, I think this is a great step to take the company in. And Zuckerberg has done this before. He's been able to see the future and invest in it to keep not only Facebook, but himself extremely relevant. He did this back in his college days with creating essentially the father of social media, Facebook. And he saw that there was a need for human interaction across not only his campus, but across the world. And now we're seeing that he made the same decision back in the 2010s, right, when he saw that there was a shift between the desktop to mobile. He saw this shift and he invested heavily in Instagram, right, and WhatsApp and all these other platforms. And now what we're seeing in Facebook Messenger. And that was a successful shift. And that increased Facebook revenue and advertising and power and presence, online presence even more. And now what he's doing here is the third evolution. He's evolving Facebook out of Facebook and into the metaverse. And he's evolving it to where he believes is the next big, great opportunity. And that's why change the name, change everything. It's also smart, because Google and all these other companies, because they're an umbrella company, they own many different types of smaller companies. It's not fair for Facebook. It's better that Facebook doesn't confuse people. It's not just about Facebook, right? They're also launching their own cryptocurrency. There's lots of things in the works in the future under this one umbrella company, Metaverse, and that's I think where people are seeing it headed, and away kind of from the old school first original Facebook. It's come a long way since then. I think it's right to rebrand at this moment as we look forward to the future and away from the past. Revenues did extremely well in the latest quarterly reports, and they're a money-making machine, and they're now going to take all this money that they're making and their branding power, and they're going to attack this new opportunity in the business segment in virtual reality. This is going to be the best stock to buy right now. I foresee it to be the best stock to buy in the next few years. And if we look at what Facebook has been able to do as a stock, up 30%, but it has not ran as far as some like Microsoft and the rest of big tech. We're seeing Tesla have some major runs this past year, Google. Facebook has not hit that. They almost did. It's coming off a recent high. It almost hit like $390 less than 2 months ago, the beginning of September. So now that it pulled back down, this is a great company that has wild room to run, not only to reach its recent highs. You're looking at almost a 25% instant gain in the short term, but over the long term, this company's gonna keep on growing. And a lot of analysts have this price target set at 450 over the next 12 months, some as high as 500, 600. But over the next coming years, this is gonna be a growth opportunity. A lot of analysts see that Facebook, by rebranding themselves as Metaverse and focusing on virtual reality, it's gonna signal a long-term growth opportunity for years and years to come. Even Zuckerberg himself said that he plans to not really see this virtual reality metaverse come into existence until almost 10 years down the line. But when it's fully implemented, it's going to be insane. And the question is, how much is this metaverse going to be worth? On the flip side, I've heard arguments about people who say that Zuckerberg will not be the one to bring the metaverse into existence. Well, I would argue that not only is he going to do just that, the reason he will do it is because he is the only one investing all this money into it, and resources, manpower, intelligence, and intelligent workforce and engineers to bring this to life. He's the only one able to do it. And now that we're seeing that Zuckerberg is committed to this, he's committed the vision of the company to it, I think he absolutely will bring about this new age, new change. And what we see from the first black and white film to now the movies nowadays with the big blockbuster Marvel movies maybe, or even Doom recently came out. What we're seeing is the difference between evolution of film. We're gonna see the evolution of VR here, and some people might say, oh, they see the Oculus glasses or 3D and they're like, oh, that's virtual reality. These things take time. They will evolve, and it will just keep getting better and better and bigger and bigger. And if you haven't experienced any virtual reality settings, I think there's like a playground, virtual reality playgrounds now that you can in each major city. And it's really cool because you get to run around and really experience things and kind of see how far things have gotten over the past few years since Pokemon Go came around, for example. You can really see how far things have come in the virtual reality sphere and how much more that they have to go, but they will certainly get there. And it's time and tested. Where movies came even from the 90s and 2000s, the difference in movies between then and a decade or two, what they've been able to accomplish, the special effects and all these things. So it's the same thing, virtual reality. I think this is a new stock. It still has its business, all of its businesses, major businesses in the social media sphere. But now they're kind of going to try to aim for a more younger audience base. They're trying to aim for really a new way of looking at the world, kind of making technology really more ingrained into our lives, which is kind of crazy because big tech will just get bigger from this push. And I think that Facebook could be worth a lot more than all of the other companies combined if the metaverse really becomes pushed into existence. But it doesn't even have to, because again, Facebook itself and also umbrella companies like Instagram, these are all still WhatsApp, still money makers, still have lots of room to grow. Monthly active users are super high at all-time highs, and they keep growing higher. And as population grows, people need more ways to connect. And what we're going to be seeing is that this switch is that this is basically just going to, it's a very smart system because all the revenue that Facebook's making is going to take it from all their old platforms and build it and push it and invest it in this new metaverse. So it's a good branding strategy, great new investing opportunity. And of course, there'll be some patience needed, but right off the bat, you can feel very secure that this is a safe investment. I myself about to make a big investment in the metaverse, and I kind of want to build my position out because not only is it super safe, we're going to see some great returns, and also we'll be able to have the large upside runaway over the long term, because this is a company you can just keep. You can keep in your portfolio for many years to come, and it really will only go up from here. And you're buying it at a great low point here, because this company has been some major headwinds recently because of the Apple iOS privacy changes, and also there were some recent bad news that came out that just pummeled the stock down again from 380 to 320. These prices aren't going to last. I remember looking at this at 150 and I put all my money in it because I didn't have that much money at that time. And and now it's at 300. It's kind of just, this was like less than 2 years ago, right? Another year or two, you're gonna see that this company's stock price is gonna go through the roof. You would have wished you got in at these prices. That's always the mentality. You have to look over the course of a few years and not just short-term thinking. So great stock to buy. It is a new stock, it is a new vision, and it is a new company essentially. And that's why, I know we talked about only new stocks, only new once a month, and I'm going to kind of recommend for you. And I think this is a great opportunity to kind of get in at what I believe is going to be a new company or a new outlook. Because as the vision changes, the company changes, and every single thing, even the values will change and things like that within the company. The leadership will probably change. Zuckerberg is still young, still in his 30s. He understands where company's going, where social media is going, and it's going to be a great ride for all of us to take. So that's going to be the best stock to buy. You can buy this stock, in my opinion, up until it reaches this recent high. This range from $320 to $380. That's a good range to buy Facebook at any point this month, coming year. I expect this stock's going to start moving again by next spring. Definitely in the new year, it should start catapulting up higher and higher towards those recent highs. So again, it's really up to you. Try not to time the market too much, but obviously these are the lowest prices, it's going to be right now, 320, 330 a share. So now try to get in on it and kind of keep trying to put more money into this investment and build out your position to a good sizable chunk of your portfolio. If not, you put, this is one of the stocks, big tech, that you can put all your money into and feel safe and secure in it, because it won't go down. It really will only go up over time. The longer you hold it, the more chances that you're going to make a very good return on your money, as big tech has shown over the past 2 decades. This is a trend. It's so hard to stop big tech. These stocks are going to keep going up. So there you have it. Best stock to buy, November 2021. Let's get into the metaverse.